Life Force International. On behalf of Wildfire International team, I want to welcome you to week 2 of March, our Platinum training. Tonight, we're going to go over the Silver training, how to build your business online from anywhere in 5 countries, United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Singapore. We are ready. I hope you got your pen and pad. Take notes. We got a lot of material to cover tonight. Again, this is live March the 10th, 2013. We normally would do product training with Tehibo tonight, but we had a little technical difficulty in South Florida, so we're going to reschedule the Tehibo training for next week. We are going to talk about Lesson 6 of the Laws of Success, and we're going to go over all about the Silver Business Leader and how to get there tonight. It's going to be a great lineup of training tonight, so let's get started. Again, we're talking about building it online. We totally took something that was very heavily manually intensive, a very non-efficient way of building the business, which people have built this way for the last 50 years. And as of January 1st, we launched it, took everything that was offline, online, and we're helping you build your business online. So let's begin our training. Again, kind of the lineup tonight, we are going to talk about 5 different topics tonight. We're going to talk about the 7 keys to unlimited success. We're going to talk about laws of attraction, leadership and personal development, the 10 dynamic rules of commitment, and the pathway to platinum. And basically, we're going to specialize this weekend Silver training. Okay, personal development. We have been studying for the last 6 weeks the Laws of Success by Napoleon Hill. This is his classic. This is his original work. Now, a lot of people on the call have read Think and Grow Rich. That was written in 1939. However, that was not his original work. That was like the Reader's Digest version of his 16-book volume known as The Laws of Success. And that is what we are actually training on personal development and leadership, is the 16 laws. And we're on law number 6 tonight. And that is imagination. Now, here's what we've done for the last 5 weeks. We talked about number 1, the mastermind group, how important that is. We talked about definite chief aim and what is your specific purpose or goal in life. What do you want out of life? Number 3, we talked about how important self-confidence is in achieving your definite chief aim or your goals in life. Number 4, last week or 2 weeks ago, we talked about how to master the art of saving money. Last Sunday night, we talked about initiative and leadership, and tonight we're going to dig into number 6, lesson number 6, imagination. And this is an awesome one. So Napoleon Hill's classic work that took him 20 years to compile and write and publish from around 1909 to 1929 when he actually published this, and for the last 7 years of that, he actually was going all over the United States at that time, actually training and teaching this material and figuring out what successful people did back then to become millionaires. And this is a short version tonight of book number 6, how important imagination is in success. So lesson 6, imagination. Now here's a picture that everybody knows who this is, okay? Imagination is more important than knowledge. See, he says knowledge is limited. So if your goal is working from home and earning $100,000 or more, then you're at the right place at the right time. So to understand imagination, we have to understand the relationship with imagination and willpower. See, they're 2 different things. Willpower is like, it's your conscious determination that you're going to do something. It's that conscious, it's at the conscious thought. It's like, I'm consciously giving this webinar tonight. That's at a conscious level. However, imagination is often done at a subconscious level. It's subconscious images that I bring up in my mind. We've all done this. We do this thousands of times every day. So willpower and imagination, those two must work together. When willpower and imagination are in conflict, all things are impossible. All things are impossible. If you got willpower saying, I'm going to quit smoking, but you have this imagination of lighting up, or you want to quit drinking, you say, I'm going to quit drinking. But in your mind, that picture that plays over and over and over is, you having that drink. Well, guess what? When imagination and willpower are in conflict, imagination wins every time. It's always going to. You've got to realize that. So, when willpower lines up and it's in harmony with imagination, all things are possible. Man, this is a dynamic force that when this comes together, anything is possible. All things are possible. Okay, whenever imagination and willpower are in conflict, and remember we said that, imagination will always, always, always win, and it will defeat your willpower. Now that sucks, because we've all said we're going to do things, but what happens, we didn't program the memory bank. The subconscious mind, that's what's really run the show. So about 94% of what we do on a daily basis actually is run from the subconscious level. I mean, have you ever driven home from work? You don't even remember driving home from work? It's like on autopilot. That's your subconscious mind taking over. So again, imagination is work of the subconscious mind. Willpower is a work of the conscious mind, and those have to be in harmony for you to achieve success. So in business, now we talked about a little psychology there. Let's relate this to business. Now, if you say, I'm going to be a platinum in 12 months, but maybe fear, doubt, and unbelief, that picture that keeps popping up on the screen is, man, I can't even get to silver, or I can't even get to bronze. But I want to be a platinum, but this image is coming. You've got to get that image, that self-image was popping up on the screen of being a platinum in conjunction, harmony with you saying you're going to be a platinum. When those two line up, things start falling into place, and that's what we're talking about tonight. So we're going to talk about 5 techniques to create change. That could be change from just signing up in this business to becoming a platinum. It could be whatever you want it to be. So take these principles that we're going to teach tonight, not only apply those to this business, but you can apply these to all areas of your life. So let's look at number 1. Number 1 is you must want to change. What does that mean? That means there has to be some desire here. If you want to become a platinum and make $3 to $4 or $5 grand a month, you've got to want to make that change. That's the first rule of success, is desire. You got to want to change. Okay, let's look at number 2. Number 2 is you must want a certain amount of freedom. I guarantee you start making $3,000 to $4,000 a month part-time as a platinum, that's going to give you a lot of freedom. But you need to identify with that freedom, because that becomes very motivational. I mean, think about what you can do. Make an extra $3 to $4 grand a month as a platinum. You could start to get out of debt. Maybe I talked to a guy the other day, a couple the other day. They said that when they got married in their 20s, they bought a house and bought a car, didn't buy all the stuff you need to buy. And now they're in their 50s. They have never, ever, ever been out of debt since the day they got married, and probably bought their wedding rings on Christmas. They've never been out of debt. Now with this business, they have an opportunity to take a platinum paycheck, $3,000 to $4,000 a month, and start accelerating their, and for the first time, get debt-free and get the freedom financially that they've been wanting ever since they were in their 20s. So you got to want some freedom. Number 3 is you must have progressive goals. What I mean by that? Well, that means in business, obviously, when you come in, you sign up, the first goal we want to get you to is to upgrade from customer to business member. And then from business member, we want to get you to bronze. And then from bronze, we want to get you to silver. And then from silver, we want to get you promoted to gold. And then from gold to platinum. And then platinum is like the foundational, pivotal promotion in this company, because platinum is where it's happening. It's how you get to diamond. Once you become a platinum, you produce 2 platinums and you're a diamond. Once you become a diamond and you want to produce another diamond, you produce a person that has 2 platinums. See, platinum keeps being the foundational position in this company all the way up to the top position of crown diamond. Now, so progressive goals: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and so on and so forth. There you have it. So we look at our next promotion next. We don't need to look at, necessarily even at platinum if you're just getting started. Let's just look at bronze. And that's actually, we did that last week. So tonight we're going to talk about silver. So let's move forward on this. Number 4, again, you must have reprogramming. I kind of wrote this wrong. We must reprogram our subconscious mind. I mean, that's just all there are to it. Because why? Remember I told you that 94% of what you do throughout the day is really habits that your subconscious mind is actually running on. I mean, it's just running on pre-programming. So we have to reprogram it, because you know what? We're not born to be successful. Matter of fact, we're told no about 5-to-1 ratio from the time we were born to the time we graduate. So it's no it's no wonder why we grow up with a little negative attitude at times. We've got to reprogram that. So important. Number 4, got to reprogram that subconscious mind. There's ways to do that. Okay, number 5 is when you're going through this change, you must do it daily. In other words, you can't wait a week. You must do it daily. And to create change, they've understand that used to. There's books written about 21 days and you'll change your habit. Well, now they know that it's somewhere between 25 and 30. Actually, those are the days. So you have to do the activity to create change. You have to do it daily. So imagination plus desire, which is willpower, trumps fear. Now, see, fear really is what's holding probably 99% of the people that we talk to and we train. Fear is what's holding them back. Fear of one of 4,000 different things. So if we get a crystal clear image of what we want to be, do, or have in our mind, and our conscious willpower is saying, this is what we're going to do. Our goals are written down. We're reading them. And we're creating that desire, which is connected to willpower. Man, when you get your imagination that you want to become a platinum and you see it in your mind, you see, I am going to be you're speaking it, I'm going to be a platinum. You see it in your mind's eye, that picture, and the words you're speaking line up, creates an enormous amount of desire, and that will trump fear every time. So if you have a little fear, doubt, and unbelief, look at the mental images you're holding in your mind. Look at what you're speaking, what you've written down on your goals. Look at your willpower. See if that conscious effort's there. If you can get the conscious effort going there and you get the subconscious imagination going, you're on the road to achieving unlimited success. So I want you to think about this for just a minute. Great inventions, like this computer that I'm using, launching this webinar tonight. The webinar platform itself, the PowerPoint that I wrote this on, the cell phone that I'm using to communicate with everyone. All these great inventions, the beautiful home we're in, the beautiful cars that we drive, the airplanes that we fly in, those great inventions that we now use were created first in someone's willpower. No, I'm sorry, it's in their imagination. Not their willpower. Their willpower just came in harmony with the image. Now, some of this equipment that they're coming out with is a little bit ahead of us old guys here. So, we're having to play catch up a little bit, but you know what? That's okay. Because it's the imagination that's really calling the shots here. What picture are you holding in your mind that's either holding you back or it's moving you towards success? That's my question. It's never too late to imagine your own success. Get that mental image of your next promotion, whether it be silver, whether it be gold, or platinum, or diamond, whatever that is. Get a crystal clear image of that. Hold it in your mind. Connect to your willpower and your desire. And I'm telling you, when those line up, ball game's over. You're going to win. It's awesome. Okay. Here's a quote from Napoleon Hill. Don't wait. The time will never be just right. There's no better time to get started than right now. So now let's roll into the 7 keys to unlimited success. Now, last week I touched on this, and the reason why I'm going to go in a little bit more in detail tonight is because I got a lot of emails, and when I get a lot of questions, I know I didn't go deep enough in the training. And the 7 keys to unlimited success is extremely, extremely important because I got this from 14 different millionaires several years ago, and this is so important. I'm going to go in a little bit more into detail, and this is really going to be quite good. All right, the first key. Remember, if you remember last week, we talked about the first key. It's all about belief and mindset. Well, let's go a little bit deeper into belief and mindset. So let's test your belief skills. So now, if you're consciously saying your willpower is, I am going to be a platinum by December the 31st this year. Now, that's a very conscious willpower thing. That's your willpower saying right there. Now, if you can hold an image of that and speak that they're in harmony now. So as you go through this on a scale of 1 to 10, rate yourself as to how you believe it. You believe that you'll just get to bronze and you're going to get about a 2. Silver's about 4, gold's about 7 or 8. And if you see platinum, you say there is no way I'm not going to be a platinum by December. I'm going to do this. Then you get a 10. And so that's rating yourself. And it's very important that you do this because it makes you aware of it. Okay? Let's look at the second key, which is activity. Now, in activity, let's test your activity skills. And that is basically contacting your people on your master prospect list. Now, getting to platinum in 1 year is 2 contacts a day. That's not hard. 2 contacts a day on a consistent basis will get you to platinum in 12 months. So, on a day, remember we have what we do. We have to do on a daily basis. So, on a daily basis, here's a 1 to 10 rating. If you're only contacting 1 a day, you get a 5. But if you're doing both of them, 2 a day, you rate yourself as a 10. So this is kind of a personal test here for you. Let's look at number 3. Third key is finding people. So let's test our finding people skills. Now, my master prospect list is, hopefully, the image you got is 500 because, see, you've got to have 500 prospects to get you to platinum because you're going to actually sign up about 20%, and that's 100. That's that magic 100 to get you to platinum, making $4,000 a month. So you got to see, you got to speak it, you got to see it in your mind, and now let's rate yourself. If you've only got 50 people on your master prospect list, you get a 1. If you're up to now 250, you're going to get a 5 to a 6. But if you've already got your list up to 500, then give yourself a 10 because that's very, very important. Now, if you don't know 500 people, which a lot of people say they don't, I'm going to show you some secrets here tonight. All right, fourth key, tell your story. What do we mean by that? Well, telling your story, hey, we do that for you since we've moved this online. We have a business orientation, and we tell the story. We tell the story of the products and of the business for you online on Tuesday night in our business orientation webinar. So what do you have to do? You have to invite 5 people a week. You need to have 5 people a week on that Tuesday evening webinar. If you have only 2 to 3, then you give yourself a 5 or a 6. But if you're getting 5 people, if you're contacting 2 people a day, that's 10 people a week, and you're going to get about 50% of the people you contact on the webinar. So you should be doing 5 people a week. So judge yourself. Make the correction that you need to. Get a different image in your mind. You need 5 to make this work. Okay, 5th key, follow up. How many people are you signing up? All right, let's look at our follow-up skills for just a minute. Now, if you're saying I sign up 2 people per week, you're going to be right on target to become a platinum in 12 months, because that's exactly what the numbers will work out for you. In 1 year, you'll be a platinum making about $4,000 a month. But if you're only signing up 1 person a week, give yourself a 5, and it's going to take you 2 years to get there. So if you want to do it 1 year, contact 2 people a day, invite 10 people a week to the webinar, 5 people to come to the webinar. I guarantee you, we're going to sign up on the low side. 40% are 2 people a week for you. That's very, very important. Let's look at the 6th key real quick, training. Let's take our training skills test. And that means training, get involved. We only have 2 trainings. That's on Tuesday night and tonight, Sunday Night Live. So do you attend the 2 webinars per week? If you're only attending 1, give yourself a 5. But if you're on both webinars every week, give yourself a 10, because this is what it takes to build this business. Let's look at the 7th and final key here. It's called duplication. Now, what are we duplicating? What are we trying to create in our duplication skills? We're trying to duplicate success, and how the ultimate test for duplication is being on the call on Tuesday night, being on the call on Sunday night, any future trainings that we announce that are special event training. All of these trainings that we do, everything on Tuesday night for the next year, everything on Sunday night for the next year, is to lead up for one thing, and that's for us to attend national convention. Why? Because when you go to national convention, your belief expands through the roof. Your activity is going to expand through the roof. You're just going to expand in every area that throughout the year. We just try to prepare you for that. So true duplication is not only you buying a ticket and showing up at convention this year, but it's getting everybody on your team to show up, purchase tickets, and to be at convention. And that's the true test. So if you've already bought your ticket, give yourself a 10. If you haven't, hey, you get a 0. There's really no in-between on that one. So no more excuses. We want you to dream big and build it bigger. Last week we asked you to dream about becoming a bronze, and we showed you how to get there. Now we're asking you to dream a little bit bigger, build it a little bit bigger, and go from bronze to silver. So next we're going to talk about the pathway to platinum, and we're going to get into the heart of the silver business training. So let's look. I want to show you a little bit about 3 very unique elements that set us apart in our comp plan than all the other companies I've looked at for the last 20-some-odd years. Now, this motivated me when I looked at this business, and actually when my upline finally showed me this part of this business. I'm just going to show you 3 of the 9 elements of our comp plan that just turned me on. I mean, this thing got me so motivated, got me so excited, I couldn't believe it. So, number 1 is a fast start bonus. We pay out 55% of the first-time order of everybody that you're going to bring in business. That is tremendous. Most of them pay out as 25. Residual bonus. This starts right after the fast start bonus in months 2 and beyond, and it pays out in the 3 levels. Now look at this, folks. The average payout in the industry in their whole compensation plan is 38%. Now I'm going to show you something. This is what got me on fire for this company, LineForce. They're going to pay you 5% on your first level. Every business builder you bring in on your first level, 5% of their volume. The people they bring in, which will end up on your second level, the company is going to pay you 40%. And on the third level, They're going to pay you 10% of all the volume of all the people on your third level. That's 55% payout every month. That's almost double what the industry average is. I just talked to a person the other day, and they were showing me their comp plan, and their comp plan pays out 5% on the first three levels, 5% on the first level, 5% on the second level, 5% on the third level. They don't even get the fourth level until they get several promotions. And it ends up, if they became the top producer in their company, they only pay out 40%. We get 40% on our second level. So, now get this, on customers, this is why we bring people in as customers first. First of all, 80% of the people that come into business will only be product users and are only going to stay as customers. But the company pays us 45% when we sign up a customer. 45% every month of their volume. And then on the second level of customers, they're paying us 10% of that volume. See, they're still paying out 55% on both sides. So now let's talk about infinity bonus. This happens at levels 4 through infinity. And they pay out, you have to be a bronze to qualify for this. Bronze and above gets between 2 and 14% of all your volume from your fourth level all the way out to infinity. I've got people on my 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th level. I get 2 to 14% of that. That's a lot of money. We call that beach money. That will keep you financially independent to where all the bills that you could have, the money comes in, covers all your expenses. You're financially independent at that level. And that's just 3 of the 9 ways that we get paid. But those are the 3 things that really got my attention, that brand new people could take advantage of and make an incredible income even in their first 90 days. So, your pathway to platinum, remember last week we talked about bronze. This week we're going to go into a little detail in the silver business leader. So, requirements for silver. Let's talk about those for just a minute. Remember last month we showed you how to get to bronze. So now you're a bronze, you're looking at silver. What do I have to do? Well, here's what you have to do. You always have to qualify as an A3 personally. That means you're 100 BV or more on auto ship ordering our products. And you can design your own products every month. Matter of fact, I pretty much change mine every month. So it's so flexible. You know, you just call the 800 number and you can change your auto ship. And I change my, as my needs change throughout the year. I mean, I do colon cleanses. I do all this different stuff. I'm always changing my order. So you're not locked in on it. So auto ship means it's just automatically shipped to you, whatever you want to order. So an A3 does at least 100 BV or more on auto ship every month. The second thing you must have is now you've got to have 2 A3 members on your first level. So in other words, if you have, remember we had 25 people as a bronze, and you're going to have about 5 members. So, you know, the way we're teaching you to build this business, you're going to be the highest paid person at bronze, at silver, at gold, at platinum, and diamond, all the way up. So for a bronze to become a silver, we've already got you 5 members that are A3. So all you need is 2. So we've got you overqualified on your first promotion. You only got to have 2,500 BV. We show you how to have around 4,000 to 5,000 as a silver. You're going to be the highest paid person at every level in our wildfire training. So fast start bonus, you're still going to get 55% of anything that you personally do. Anybody that you bring in, 55% of that first month's order. You're going to be a part of the Achievers Club bonus. It's anywhere from a $200 to $500 a month bonus every month that you're building. Residual bonus, remember we talked about that, pays out 3 levels. Well, on the customer side, remember it pays out on your first level 45%. On your second level, it pays 10%. That's incredible. That's unheard of in the industry. Now, let's look at it, residual bonus in levels 1, 2, and 3 as, under your members, your builders. So you're going to get 5% of your first line builders. You get 40% of all your second line volume, and you get 10% on anything on your third level for members. That's 55% payout in just 3 levels. That's awesome. You just won't find that in any other company. Infinity bonus up to 2%. Remember, 2 to 14% in levels 4 all the way up to infinity. All the way, it doesn't matter. It pays out 2 to 14% depending on what rank you are. All right, advancement bonus. This is the bonus for achieving rank. You get a $250 bonus check. Man, that's sweet. Now, here's what we want you to do. As a bronze, you sponsored 5 members and 20 customers. We're going to double that now. Going from bronze to silver, we're going to get you about 10 members and about 40 customers. This is all going to happen by contacting 2 people a day times 5 days a week, and personally inviting 10 people a week to the webinar. 5 of them are going to show up, and you're going to sign up about 2 people a week. And that's going to get you these numbers over the next 90 days. Okay. So let's look at it. Let's look at the Silver Business Leader as a visual hierarchy. So we have 40 customers and 10 members. So there's our 10 members with our 40 customers, both on our first level. The 10 members, remember, that's going to be an average of about 1,000 BV. At 5% is $50. But the 40 customers at 4,000 BV, at 45% is $1,800. When you add those together, that's $1,850. As a silver, that's $22,200 a year, part-time income with only your second promotion. And I've had many people get this promotion in 90 days or less. I've had a lot of people get it in 90. I get a lot of people get it in 60 days. I've had a few that get it in their first 30 days. That's $22,200 a year, part-time income with only 50 people. That's unheard of. Okay, get started right. We want you now to build, remember as a bronze, you needed about 125 prospects to get you to bronze. Now you've got to add another 125 to it, and that's going to get you to silver. So start making that list, and tonight, man, start working on this list, because we're in the people business, and so we need people to talk to. So it's very important that we start building that list of 250 people to get to silver. So start inviting your people to the next webinar. And now we just want you to pick a communication modality that fits you. So let's talk about that next. Okay, let's look at all the methods of communication. Now just find one that kind of fits your personality. Now, I'm going to do it from top to bottom. Number 1 is the most effective way to communicate with people is in person. That's driving over to your best friend's house and say, hey, Tom, Susan, Larry, Diane, man, there's this webinar next Tuesday night. You've got to take a look at it. This is amazing. So an in-person invite, number 1, trumps everything. Number 2 is phone call, calling someone up and inviting them to the next training, the next webinar. Number 3, and this is slipping a little bit, it could be email. If you like to email, can you email 2 people a day and invite them to a webinar? Absolutely. What about texting? I mean, man, we're living in the day, everybody has a cell phone. Everybody texts. We even have voice to text so that you don't even have to type the numbers. So texting, very effective at communicating. Is that a modality that you like? How about Facebook? I have over 1,400 people on one of my Facebook pages. 1,400. Remember, we only need 250 to get the silver. How about Twitter? Some of you people love to tweet. Well, if you're a tweeter and you love Twitter, then just contact 2 people a day, 5 days a week. Take the weekends off, and you'll still get the platinum in 1 year, making just under $4,000 a month. How about Pinterest? Pinterest is a fairly new social media that people like it. If you like Pinterest, then contact 2 people a day. Get your Pinterest account. Go after it. Anybody like Google Plus? Man, that's I heard the rumor. Here's a rumor. I heard Google Plus is going to kick Facebook's butt. So you might want to look into Google Plus. How about LinkedIn? LinkedIn is more of a professional. If you want to go after professionals, LinkedIn is your social media there. How about blogs? Either you can get on other people's blogs and make comments, or you can start a blog yourself. Become a blogger. Number 11, how about you just love to, if you're the type of person that travels, you're always running errands throughout the day, get you some business cards that promote the Tuesday night webinar and just hand out 2 business cards a day and invite 2 people a day to that webinar. Create you some business cards that's got the information on the website. Now, here's what we're doing. This, I'm kind of going to interject this right now. This is kind of a little bombshell that we're working on. But since you people that want to use business cards, you need to know this. We're creating and we're launching a go-to website for our wildfire team. This is so that you can go to this website and find out when the next meeting is, how to get there, what link you need to go on to, and we're going to be able to fast-track our prospects to the webinar by just sending them to, and here it is, if you want to write this down, it's www.wildfiremembers.com. Now, the .com website is up and running now. We've launched it today with the help of one of our trainers down in Houston, Texas, Marty Hurst, had got this up and going, and he said it is ready, it's live, it's active. And so what we got there is it promotes our Tuesday night business orientation, and it of course it requires their name and their email address, and we're going to send them an invitation. So it's just a great way of doing business. Well, everybody's doing it, and so it's really going to help our business. So what we want to do now is create a business card that has got www.wildfiremembers.com on it, and as you're handing those out, you tell the people, say on Tuesday night, go to this website at 6:45 Central, 8:45 Eastern, and it's going to give you the directions on how to get on this webinar, this business webinar. So that's how you do it. So now we've got a website that's really going to help our prospects to navigate to our business orientation presentation. So the last one I want to mention here, and there's many, many more, is live journal page. So I've heard comments, some people like that. So whatever methods you like, just do 2 a day, and it'll work for you. Be consistent 5 days a week, and it'll happen for you. So what do you say to people? I mean, when you're out talking to people, what do you say? Well, I'm going to show you probably the 2 hottest, you call them, they're not really a phone script. It's just a script. It could be on the phone. It could be in an email. It could be in a text. It could be anywhere. So here's number 1. If I was approaching you, this is what I might say in our conversation. Now, I'd want to talk to you about family, occupation, recreation, and motivation to find out a few other things about you. Then I'm going to evolve, or I'm going to move you to inviting you to the webinar. Here's how I might start that off. Hey, John, this may or may not be for you, or you may or may not even be interested in what we do, but however, you may know someone who would be interested in working from home and earning $100,000 a year. That's a very non-evasive approach. It doesn't put people under pressure because you're saying, hey, if it's not for you, you might know someone. Well, that, believe it or not, on all the webinars, I mean, that's like the number one approach. I know Elisa, $1 million earner in Dallas, over in Richardson. This is her claim to fame. That's what she uses. So the second one that I like is it kind of is the same thing. It's, this may or may not be for you, or you may or may not be interested in what we do. However, you may know someone who would like to save between $400 and $500 this month in extra income by changing their tax deduction by owning a home-based business. Now, we're going to go a little bit more into detail that in just a minute, but that is powerful. You can show somebody how to adjust their taxes at work and be able to have almost $400 to $500 more in their paycheck this month by just owning their own home-based business and being able to take the standard deductions of owning a home-based business. That's powerful. Well, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow this up with, how much money are you losing, John, by not having a home-based business? And that's a loaded question. Let's look. Well, here is a service that I use that I can punch in anybody's email address and their name and their phone number, and I can launch this, and this thing will send them a 6-page report telling them how much money they're going to save when they start their home-based business. So it's tax savings for home-based business. National average, $484.63. That's $5,815.60 a year. That either you're going to give it away to the government because you can't shelter it, or you're going to go into our business with us, start a home-based business, and be able to save an extra $5,800 in cash right now. That's very important. Life Force International, a company that we partner with. How would it feel if in the next 3 to 12 months you could actually save $484 a month? I invest about $170 a month in my product. So if you like me, you're going to come out with an extra $314 profit every month.
Attendees are muted and may unmute themselves by pressing *6.
Okay, so $314 profit. So here's how you find the 250 people you need to get to silver. Now, I don't care if it's Auto Trader, Craigslist, it doesn't even matter. I'm just going to show you Auto Trader right now. We found 200 miles of Dallas, 22,000 people in November selling their Chevrolets in Dallas. 22,000. 74% of those people need to sell that car or truck or whatever it is because they need money. They're our perfect market. We can help those people. Now, let's look at Denver, Colorado. 4,327 in the month of November in Denver, Colorado, within 200 miles of Denver. The market's unlimited. It changes every month. Thousands of people needing money, needing to sell their car or truck. All we got to do is invite them to the webinar. 2 a day will get you there. Let's look. Let me back up here 1 second. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's roll into now another part of our training. We're going to roll into the 10 dynamic rules of commitment. This is also called the 10 core commitments. It's got several other names that people use. It's been around for 30 years, and people that use these 10 dynamic rules have gone to the top of the income with every company they've ever been with. So let's go into this. So first of all, we're talking about platinum in 12 months. That's our plan. We know you're going to need 500 people to talk to. That's got to equate into only 100 signups, about 20%, 1 out of 5. And believe me, that's below the national average. You're probably going to do better than that. I'm giving you the low numbers so that just about everybody in our training will have better results than what I'm telling you. So you got to get to bronze in 3 months. You got to get to silver in 6 months. You got to get to gold in 9 months, and you're going to get to platinum in 12 months. That's the platinum 12-month plan. And believe me, that is very doable. But you got to work every day. You got to, number 2, you got a consistent work schedule. You got to create that. You can't just do it one day a week. You got to do a little bit 5 days a week, then a whole lot 1 day a week. And there's a reason for that. So part-time, we're talking about scheduling 1 hour a day, Monday through Friday, to contact 2 people a day. Can you contact 2 people a day with whatever modality you want? Even if it's phone, even if you have to drive over to 2 people's house, you can do it within an hour. 2 people a day. On the phone, it shouldn't take you more than 10 to 15 minutes. Email, it shouldn't take you more than 10 or 15 seconds. And then whatever modality you want to use, but it's that consistent work schedule that's going to make you win in business. Rule number 3, 2 in-state exposures, that's invites to the webinar, 4 days a week. Not 5 days a week, 4 days a week. Let's look at that. We're talking about platinum in 12 months. Remember, we've got to have 500 people to talk to. We're going to sign up 100. 2 contacts a day, 5 days a week is 10. 10 prospects times 4 weeks, that's 40 a month. 40 a month times 12 months is 480 people. That's that magic 500. That's right at that 500. That's going to get you platinum in 12 months. Part-time. Contact and invite 2 prospects a day, Monday through Thursday, in your own state, whether it's Texas, Florida, Illinois, Pennsylvania, California, Colorado, Oregon, it doesn't matter. But Monday through Thursday, 2 contacts a day in the state that you're in. Now, I'm going to explain this to you in just a second why. Rule number 4 is why. On Friday, we want you to do 2 out-of-state exposures, what we call invitations to the webinar on Tuesday night. And here's why. We want you to build an international organization. So part-time, contact about 2 people a day every Friday that's out of the state that you're in. So whatever state you live in, on Friday, make sure you're contacting 2 people on Friday, every Friday, that's outside the state. Now, how easy is that to do? It's real easy. I have Facebook people in just about all 50 states, not to mention 4 or 5 other countries. So it's going to be very easy if you'll use a multiple communication system in social media to do this. You'll make it happen. And the reason for it is we want you to build a nationwide organization, not just in your backyard, so to speak. So rule number 6, attend and promote the Platinum Training Academy that we're doing here on Sunday night. This is the training we're giving you here tonight, I wish I would have had this when I first got in business. We're giving you some dynamic training, teaching how the mind works and how the conscious, subconscious work together, and teaching you how to build this business online. Effortless, just consistent action. Rule number 7, attend and promote what we call SETs. That's special event training sessions. And we're going to start scheduling some of those. Those are always going to be announced. We don't have any scheduled yet, but we will. And we'll let you know through email and through our website, remember, that we're going to communicate with you as to when these special event trainings are. Now, these are special training that either I do or someone else does that's going to help you achieve success faster in this business. So let's roll into rule number 8. Promote leadership and personal development. I've never seen in 30 years of network marketing, I've never seen anyone go to the top of income without working on leadership and their personal development. You're just not going to do it. I don't care if you've got a college degree. a master's degree or even a doctorate degree. You're not going to get there unless you go through some people skills training. So, and that's really not taught in college, especially not taught in high school. You've got to do this on self-study. Very important. Let's go into rule number 8. Again, in personal development and leadership, we want you to read one book a month. That's about 10 to 15 minutes a day. You're going to listen to one audio program a day while you're driving to work, or if you're up north and you take the train or you ride a bus or whatever, how you get to work. Guys, with cell phones now, you can dump all this training on the MP3 format and put it on your phone and listen to this stuff going to work, and I'm telling you, it will change your life and it'll change your success. So, again, we highly recommend that you start with The Laws of Success in 2 volumes, 16 books by Napoleon Hill. Now, that's in a PDF form. We can even email this out to you. Now, next, probably Tuesday night, we're going to make another announcement, and I'm not even going to tell you what that is, but I'm telling you, we got some people on the Wildfire leadership team that is really helping move this thing forward. We're going to make it easier than it already is for you to get and process information and to build your business. I can't wait to what I'm going to tell you. I just can't even tell you yet. I'll tell you on Tuesday. Rule number 9, attend and promote the annual Life Force Convention. This is the ultimate test of duplication. Everything we do on Sunday night, everything we do on Tuesday night, every special event training we're going to do, all this builds up to getting you to convention. Because at convention, magic happens. The first time I went to convention, I came back in about 60 days, became a platinum. The next time I went to convention, I was a 1-star diamond. I mean, I'm just telling you, folks, this happens. You're going to meet people from all over the world that's in this company, from Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, all over the United States, Canada. You're going to meet some of your own people that you meet and sign up that you haven't personally met. You're going to be able to meet them. And we have a it's such a fun thing, not to mention your vision is going to go through the roof. It's going to help your business. It's critical that not only that you go, that you get your team to go. Now, rule number 10, be here in 1 year. What does that mean? That means you got to make a commitment to persevere, to get through the stuff you got to get through so that you're here in 1 year and you're a platinum. That's very important. So make a commitment to becoming a platinum in 12 months or less. That's $3,700 a month on average. What would that do to you? Well, how would that feel if you started bringing in an extra $3,700 a month? How would that make you feel? Would you get out of debt? Would you take a vacation? Would you buy a nicer house? Would you buy a nicer car? What would that do to you? A lot. It's worth going after. So hold that image in your mind. Hold that image and start speaking that. So we want you to have willpower that I'm going to do this. Hold the image that you're going to do it. And when those two harmonize, remember we talked about earlier, it's just going to make the journey that much easier for you. So now let's talk about the laws of attraction. Now, the laws of attraction, this is going to really help you in your business. And so I'm just ready to get into this. So, number 1, there's 5 things that Dale Carnegie Training has been teaching for, 40 or 50 years or even maybe longer than that. They teach 5 things in their sales program or in their sales management training. That is how you get customers or people to either buy your product or service or join your business. Here are those 5 things that we're going to recap. Number 1, it's attention. Number 2, got to get their interest. Number 3, desire. Number 4, conviction. And number 5 is the closing or the ownership, the mental ownership. Now, let's go into some detail. Let's go into detail here. Let's start with number 1, getting their attention. How do you get people's attention? Well, it's simple. We use tools. We can do it in person. We can hand them a CD, hand them a DVD, or we can be live contact, just talking to them. That got their attention. Tools are the easiest to get people's attention with because you can even mail somebody a CD. You can mail somebody a DVD. Or it's any method of contacting them will get their attention. That's the first step. You got to get their attention. Now look, driving over their house and leaving a CD out on their front porch with no note, that's not going to get their attention. So there's a difference here. Whatever activity you choose to do, whether it's a tool or live or whatever, how you want to do it, it's got to get their attention in a very positive way. So you simply ask, if you're in person, hey, did you know the information about blah, blah, blah that's on this CD? Hey, I'd like you to listen to this CD. Man, there's some health stuff on here, or there's some business stuff on here. This thing is amazing. Or did you know so-and-so on this DVD, this video? Well, here, I need you to look at this. This thing is amazing. So it's real simple, but just get comfortable in getting people's attention. That's the first step that's taught in Dale Carnegie, and it's a part of is how we attract people to us. Now, watch how this evolves. Whoops, I hit the wrong one. Number two is you got to pique their interest. In other words, whatever you say to them in getting their attention, or whatever tool you give them, it's got to pique their interest. So, simply ask them at that point, hey, John, what do you want out of life? And shut up. They'll tell you. It's not about you. It's not about your dreams. It's not about your lifestyle. It's about them, their dreams, their goals, and their lifestyle. You need to ask them what do they want and connect what they want to this business or to our products. It may be a health issue. Then we connect them with a product. It may be a financial. Then we're going to connect the dots to our business. So simply ask, well, what do you want? They will tell you, listen and take notes. Go to number 3. How you get their attention and what you say to them that piques their interest now has got to create desire. Because you remember what desire is? It creates what? Willpower. That means they're wanting what you're selling. Whether you're selling the business or you're selling a product to improve their health. It's creating desire. And it's asking, here's what you do. You've asked them in step 2, what do they want? Now you're asking them, why do you want that? Why is that important to you? They'll tell you why. That's the first layer. The first layer is what they want. The second layer is why they want it. But yet that's not the final answer that we must look for. We have to keep asking more questions. So in step 3, create desire. When you ask, why do they want it? That's another layer of the onion peel that we must peel off in order to get to the bottom reason why they'll do it. Go to number 4. Number 4, it must produce conviction. Now, in number 1, we got their attention. Number 2, we got their interest by asking them what do they want. Number 3, we create desire by asking them why do they want it. Now, number 4, what produces conviction is it's how you make them feel by owning the product or having a successful business. That produces a conviction by asking them how would it make you feel. Whether it's the product that you're talking about or the business, doesn't matter. So, okay, here we go. How would it make you feel? When you ask how would it make you feel if they attained, whatever, a certain financial and understand this, that when you're asking about their feelings, only 1 out of 3 can you move toward a benefit or a feature. Only 1 out of 3. Now listen to what I'm telling you. So that would be positively motivating them toward your product or business. But 2 out of 3, you've got to almost ask it, how would it make you feel, and use the negative, or what we call the takeaway close. You got to get them to associate a negative feeling by if they keep the status quo where they're at. Now, when you really understand, this is part of NLP training, but in the law of attraction, when you can connect people on a feeling level, that's the last layer. That's how we all make decisions based on not what we want. It's not even why we want it, but it's based on how it makes us feel. Either if we are moving towards something, how would it make us feel if we had this benefit in our life? Or how would it make us feel if we just got rid of this pain in our life? So that's the negative side. So 2 out of 3 must be motivated away from pain. 1 out of 3 is motivated toward pleasure. You've got to learn this because you're going to miscommunicate with people. Now, I wrote an ebook called Communication Zen, and I go over this, and I think it's in Chapter 9. I'd be happy to email it to you. So simply ask a positive question, such as, how would it feel if you attained platinum and was earning $3,000, $4,000 a month? Well, that's only going to get 1 out of 3 people. The other 2, you would have to ask it in a kind of a negative way. How would it feel, John, if you kept doing what you're doing for the next 40 years? You're always going to be in debt. You're never going to get out of debt. And you're not going to get into business with us because I think you like the pain of that. Well, that will move those people away from that. I've seen it over and over and over. So do a little practice on this and find out if you're married. Find out, is your spouse, do they move toward positive or they move away from negative? Man, once you get this down, this thing is exciting. It's real. It's just fun to just be able to talk and communicate people with this information that we're training you with. It's unbelievable. It's just amazing. So, number 5, closing. Get to the closing. You realize a lot of people have fear, doubt, and unbelief, and they'll get people right up to that point, and they just will never ask to take a product order. They will never ask them to join their business, and that's where it ends. You've got to go to step 5. You've got to get them to visualize mental ownership of the product and or mental ownership of the. Remember we talked about how imagination is so important? Man, if you can get people to see it, if you can get people to see the success that they're going to have by being in business and being a part of our wildfire team, ball game's over. I'm telling you, they're going to sign up. If you can get people to see the value of the product, or the benefits of the product, maybe they'll feel better, sleep better, have more energy, have whatever they want to have, whatever their goal is. By asking them these 5 questions, this is really going to help you in your closing the product and recruiting and building an organization. Take notes on these. Now, learn these 5 laws of attraction, the 5 steps of getting results. So number 5 is visualize. They have to visualize mental ownership of the product, or they have to see themselves doing the business before they'll ever sign up. So willpower and imagination, tap into that, and I'm telling you folks, this is really going to help your business explode. So in a perfect world, from sign up to platinum in 1 year or less, we have a system, everything is in place. Now go make it happen. So build your business online anywhere in the United States, anywhere in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore. We do it on. We have moved this offline to online. We're going to help you build this business together. We want you to come Tuesday night, join our business orientation, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock Eastern. We're going to show you and your prospects the 7 steps to earning $100,000 a year working from home. So this is the end of our training today. We hope that you've enjoyed it. Take notes, and don't forget to send your prospects to wildfiremembers.com. Wildfiremembers.com. There can be a ton of information on there for them to want to be a part of our Tuesday webinar. So we'll see you Tuesday. Have a great day. Is there any questions for anybody? Any questions this time? This is Q&A. We got a few minutes left. If there's any question, we can unmute the phone. And if you'll hit star, I think it's star 6, that'll unmute you if there's any questions.